Chat, there is some VTuber drama. Someone linked me this video and I have no idea what it is. It's a 14-minute video. There's a Google Doc attached to it. So we're gonna watch the 14-minute video. Then we're gonna check out the doc and then see all the context. I think there's videos in there as well that we're gonna watch. There's like Discord calls. We're gonna check it out, okay? I gotta link this. This is a tweet from Plot Twist VT. Oh, here we go with the reading. I'm tired of people I care about being hurt. I never want someone else to be in a position we were put in. I will not be afraid of you anymore. This doc has stories of 5 talents. God damn. Screenshots, video recordings, etc. in relation to the VTuber manager Shinobazu and Flash GG. This video shares my story summed up as much as I can. For those like me who don't care for reading, I just want people to know what he does and not have it happen to them. Protect yourselves and protect your friends. So we got some juicy right here, bro. Okay, so this might spread awareness. We don't know what's going on. We're gonna get context right now, and then we're gonna check out the Google Doc later. Okay, we're gonna be unemployed together. Oh my god, we have no jobs or lives. Come on, let's watch this.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
I think so, dude. Another VTuber Google Doc. Usually they're like nothing burgers, to be honest. Like, I don't know. Oh my god, my man broke up with me and now he's got another Discord kitten pregnant or something. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. This seems serious though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
December 2023. A month away from debuting this fancy ass new model.
Very
and
nice.
I post saying I need help, and I get reached out to by Flask GG / Shinobazu. You can find him on Twitter, XX Shinobazu XX. My first red flag, but you know, your girl can't see red apparently. We decide to work on a trial time together for a month to help with debut and go from there. I get thrown into all these group chats with a lore writer, thumbnail graphic guy, and an assistant for Shino, etc. He has Google Docs for me with stuff. He's on it. It goes great. I sign a long-time contract. Keep in mind, during this time previously, dude has been all up in my life and stream life.
Yo, just be careful. I'm not gonna let chat. Hold on, wait. This might be a cautionary tale for all like VTubers, indie or corp or whatever. Contracts are scary. Make sure to read through them. I don't know. That's first red flag right there. I don't really know. Contract, they could save you, but then they could also f you. You know what I mean? We gotta be careful about them.
Pretty much acting as a friend and stuff, gives me his personal phone number to call him anytime I need help. His DMs are open at all times. All the things, right? Barely 2 months in and he starts ghosting. Not just me, but the other talents I've made friends with. He just disappears for weeks at a time, and he comes back and he's like, oh, life has been hard, but I've been working on the stuff while I was gone. All these things for you guys. It's going to be announced soon. I can't say anything right now. It's got to be kept quiet and stuff, but I've been working. I've been cooking. And then he did good for a couple weeks, and then rinse repeat. We hit autumn of 2024 and starts getting weird. We find out that his assistant in all of our business discords and group chats is an alt account for his girlfriend, who is also the lore writer and someone he's introduced to us recently as a talent. Remember that part because it is important for later.
Okay.
We all go to TwitchCon together. He gets us a house, which we paid for. Flask Shino helps Blurp with a huge VTuber party on Friday night. A lot of people were there, stuff like that. And Orca, which was who is a friend and another talent of Shino at the time, was staying with us. And she was at the party, and she had her drink spiked along with another friend of hers. Keep in mind, she once the party starts.
Wait a minute. Wait. Chat, listen. Don't go to TwitchCon, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not going to. I never go to TwitchCons. Cons are scary as shit. There's some weirdos there, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh shit, it's spiked. Chat, be careful, bro. Yeah, that was real. That party was ass too. Holy shit. Heavenly, you were there? Yes. Why are you there, bro? You don't get your little ass inside. Free liquor. Respectable. Okay, heard you. Already know you little alcoholic. Go ahead, then.
He gives us drink tickets and he disappears. Orca has people take her home because she's not okay. I was drinking. I didn't find out about it until later. And the next morning at the house, Orca is visibly still not okay and tells us about what happened. She and her friend, I think her name was Amuki, posted to Twitter about it, warning people to be careful and stuff. You know, as one does, right? She's allowed to do that. It happened to her, and she tells people, hey, be careful, this happened to me. So Shino literally disappears for all of TwitchCon. I can tell the only time I saw him was whenever it was like the night of the like block party. That's it. The entirety of Saturday, he was asleep on the beanbag floor. Just asleep, literally at TwitchCon, but whatever, right? We get back from TwitchCon, and this is where everything kind of hits the fan, right? Bibley's contract runs up. She's one of the other talents that's in the document.
Okay.
She tries to renegotiate her contract based on the last year and the amount or lack of help she received, and he flips out. He changes the password to her business email, deletes her YouTube and TikTok accounts, went on a full smear campaign that she was crashing out, crazy, getting blackout drunk. He pulled the rest of us into an emergency meeting to tell us that she would be lashing out at us to hurt him through us, all kinds of stuff. He tells us about having to call her mother because she almost died from alcohol poisoning during a VR chat meetup. That didn't happen, by the way.
Okay, so the girl, one of the other talents, because there's 5 talents in here. One of the other talents, their contract ran out. She wanted to renegotiate, and then he deleted the YouTube and TikTok. What the
he's gotten her Twitter suspended and tried to get into her Fansly account recently. So follow Bibs on Blue Sky, by the way, Bibbly Darling, because she can't even post this on Twitter because he literally will not leave her alone.
Holy shit. What the was the contract? I'm sorry, I'm not giving no one my social media passwords. You wanna die for it? I got too much Felix pictures in my likes, to be honest with you. It'd be kind of, you gonna shame me. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of embarrassing.
At this point, he also tells everyone that Orca and Imuki lied about the roofie drinks. He gets Imuki blacklisted with Blurp and other TwitchCon related events, tells us all about it, right? He tells us and others that Orca was just stupid and drank too much and didn't know how to hold her liquor, which is pretty f***ing up, but it happened, right? From here, it's just constant, like, erratic behavior from Chino. He's paranoid. He constantly boasts about having Bibbly blacklisted in a VTuber management server, something to do with, like, a water fountain? I'm not sure. But there's a VTuber management server, and no one will ever work with her again. He uses her as, like, a warning to us if we step out of line. Like, he talks about it constantly.
Threatening your talents is crazy, bro. Like, does he not know he wouldn't have a job if they're not there? Like, what the are we talking about? Am I bugging, bro? Is that not how it works, bro? Like, that motherfucker is supposed to be working for them, not the other way around.
And he makes little jokes about it, and it's absolutely.
Let me see. Someone commented, so in most VTuber contracts, your manager has control over all your socials. So if you post something problematic, your manager is allowed to delete it, or in some cases, post on your account. So is this like a whole, regardless, I don't give a fuck, bro. Is this like a VTuber org? Are they a part of a VTuber org or something like that? Or, because how I'm thinking about it is they're indie, he's just a manager. Because I have a YouTube manager, that mother doesn't have any of my socials or anything. He has the ability to post on YouTube. That's it. You know what I mean? And he handles shit. Like, he takes care of everything. I don't have to like worry about him stealing my shit. Yeah, under Flash. Oh, so Flash GG is the org. Okay, got you. Heard you.
Absolutely was
okay, I'm understanding.
But whatever, you know. He would send us like screenshots of him in VCs for their meetings, and with him like having these huge meetings, teaching all of these like baby VTuber managers or whatever. And he thought he was so proud of it, and he'd tell us all about it and how they all hero worshipped him or whatever. And pretty much whenever he told them not to work with Bibbly, they were gonna listen to him because they wanted his advice more than they wanted some crazy cat girl.
Brother, you don't even need his advice. Chat, if you guys want to grow on YouTube, bro, there's like millions of YouTube videos out there just teaching you how to grow. I promise. Like, you don't need anyone to do that.
Well, as a client, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. So that's crazy. But at this point, we're kind of like January 2025. My contract ends. However, he convinces me to sign a temporary 2-month contract at a discount because he owes me 13 full-length videos and 70-something edited clips. I had to force him to add it into the 2-month contract, the exact numbers of them, because he didn't want to. He argues with me about it, all this stuff. And the only reason I did it was because I had played so much for these videos and clips, and I knew if I didn't do that, I wouldn't get them, right? So I was like, I'll just do the 2 months, have as little interaction with them as possible, and
no, get your money worth, bro. If you're paying for a service, you should get that service. If you're paying, let's say, $4,000 for videos and all that, you should be getting that. That's how it is.
Get the clips, get the videos, get the out, right? If only. So in February, I was starting another server for VSMP, which is a large group of content creators that I started to play SMP style games. Right now we're playing Rust, whatever. Follow us on Twitter. But by myself, without his help. 45 minutes before the server opens, with over 100 creators waiting for me for this to open and me trying to start my stream and everything else, he decides to pull me out of a call with my mods into a private VC to berate me for 10 minutes for not sharing Elisa, which is, by the way, the girlfriend and the talent and the lore person and the alt account that was his assistant. Elisa. Because I wasn't sharing her debut stuff that I didn't even know was being posted. But she apparently posted to Twitter.
Wait a minute. What the is this? Chat, break it down for me. So his assistant, which is another talent, which is his girlfriend, is debuting, and he's mad at her. She's not promoting his girlfriend. Did I get that right? Am I getting that? This is the confusion. I'm pretty sure that's how it is, right? What the
about it, and I didn't share it, and so I was being mean and causing drama. So he pulls me out of this call 45 minutes before my big ass server starts to berate me because I wasn't sharing his girlfriend's debut stuff. You know, the day I spent like working my ass off to get the server ready, and he calls me and the other talents mean girls. He says that we're the seniors to her freshmen and that we're bullying her. I recorded it. It's in the document.
Oh, we're gonna watch that later. We're gonna watch that.
You want to listen to it? Go ahead.
We will.
I took time after that and I talked to my therapist about like the interaction. Together we wrote a message to him laying boundaries out and explaining to him why like this wasn't okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
He called me after that and laughed at me. We spent 3 hours talking with him, telling me how I was wrong, arguing with me about my boundaries and how I was wrong about my boundaries.
That doesn't make sense, bro. It's your boundaries. What the f are we talking about? Explain to me how if you're managing a VTuber, they're not billboards for your girlfriend. That doesn't make sense. That literally makes zero sense. I don't even understand. That's so unprofessional. It's crazy.
And that I was being a bad person by not using my platforms to help her, even though I don't really know her.
Her, I mean, okay, no, not her. I don't know if she did anything wrong. She seems like she's an innocent party, maybe in this whole thing. Kenji, I'm just saying though, like, what? I'm not getting no coochie from her. Why do I gotta promote her? What are we talking about? That's not my girlfriend.
Cause between all the talents, which I don't really go into, but there's a lot of it. It was a lot of stuff like, oh my god, Bibli, Shino is mad at you because you told Plot this and Plot told Guilty and Guilty told him. Like, I'm not even joking. We have the screenshots of it. They're probably in the doc somewhere, but like that, right? Like, I don't know her, and this is the only interaction I've had with her. And the fact of the matter is that if he would have just sent it to me and I saw it after the stream and everything, I would have probably shared it. But because of this, I didn't. So that's beside the point, right? He spends all this time telling me all about how I'm a bad person or whatever. I didn't add this call. It's a 3-hour call. I didn't want to sit through it again and make sure there wasn't any doxing information I needed to like bleep out or whatever. But I have it. It's recorded and I will post it if I need to. After this, he goes into the VCs in my VSMP Discord with people that are like playing and doing VSMP things and like a big voice chat, and he starts acting so erratically that people are DMing me asking if he's drunk. And during this call, he promoted her debut to people and sent her the like debut trailer and all this shit. This is post my boundaries, by the way. He reached out to multiple of my friends offering sponsorships to watch her debut live on their streams. I don't see an issue with that. That's whatever. It happens. That happens a lot more than people think, and that's whatever. It's advertising, right? But what I do have a problem with is that he also offered to pay them an extra $100 to $200, depending on how big they were, to raid her. That's against Twitch TOS, by the way.
Paying for raids? Hey, Chad, hit on my line. Listen, I got two teeth for $5 for 3 if you need a raid. $3, I'll take a Snickers, maybe I'll take a EBT, my credit card, debit card, thank you.
Imagine paying for viewers. Couldn't be me. Pop off though, queen. Personally, I told them to take his free money, and I know for a fact that he paid at least 8 people to do this. Not all of them took the raid payment, but he did pay at least 8 people to do that, so that's really fun. After this, he pretty much ghosted me for every weekly meeting, minus a couple where he only wanted to talk about a specific project that I had been working on since October. A big project that I put my like whole fish Ushi into with over 2K worth of assets.
Damn.
Days of work. And suddenly, this is what he wants to talk to me about. He chat GPTs a bunch of stuff and he puts it in a Google document and he decides he wants to get sponsors for this event. And that is how he decides that he wants to keep me on a contract, right? After this temporary comes out. He has all these big plans and stuff, and this is what he uses. Because he knows.
This sounds like a nightmare, by the way, bro. I have a YouTube manager. I don't got to deal with none of this shit. This sounds fucking terrible, bro.
It's my like passion project that I'm working on, and he's using it against me. He wants to double the amount I'm paying him monthly to $2,500. I'm not okay with that price, but I'm hearing him out, right? Whatever. He spends.
Wait, what the fuck did she just say?
He spends these 2 months of February and March talking about these sponsors, but never showed anything for them. And then 2 weeks before the contract ends out in the middle of March, we have a final call, and he informs me that he owns 50% of this project because he worked on it.
What?
And that I had to sign a contract agreeing to that. And if I didn't, he was just going to do it without me. He tells me that I'm not worth people working on this project with me, and that they are only willing to work on it because of him bringing value to the project.
Okay, that's so backwards. She's the talent here. Let me be very clear. A manager isn't without the talent, okay? You can be the best manager ever. If you don't have a talent to manage, you aren't anything. You understand? Like, what are we talking about? This is crazy backwards, bro. Holy shit.
Call recorded. It's in the doc.
We got the full call. We gotta listen to it.
Literally pushes me into a corner and tries to force me to agree to giving him 50% ownership of my IP. He also...
That's exactly what I was talking about in the beginning, bro. I'm sorry, I know I'm talking a lot, but chat, listen, if we got any VTubers in here, I know it seems tempting that they'll promise you, we got sponsors, you could grow on this, you could grow on that, you'll be f***ing huge, but let me just get 50% of that IP. Don't do it. Your intellectual property is huge. You understand? Understand, I would not join a big agency because they would not give me my shit. This is my shit. You understand? When you own your 100%. Think about like anyone that was in like a, I don't know, Niji Sanji, Hololive, whatever the you're building up that brand. And then when you leave that company, you don't get that image with you. That stays with the company. That is the worst you could possibly do as a content creator because you're building someone else's business and you can't have anything. You understand? You could do it by yourself, bro. Stay away from the company. Stay away from them. I'm telling you right now.
Claims that he owns other talents events that he's worked on in the past that he absolutely does not. It's pretty gross. Anyways, in the doc, I get pretty upset about this. I tell him I need some time to gather my thoughts, and he never speaks to me again. I had to email him to inform him that my contract was over and that I needed him to send me the clips owed to me, and then that was it.
Yep. Period.
I have not spoken to him since. I'm sorry. I have sent him messages. He has not responded to any of them. I've sent professional emails.
I hope that's in a document because I can't read it. It's too small.
Letting him know like he had so-and-so time and that the contract was officially over, blah, blah, blah. He has not responded to any of them at all. However, he has since been working hard to talk as much about me as possible. Such as telling people I've been stealing. I've got my receipts. Good luck with that slander. I am a whole ass adult and I do not pay for shit late. I was exactly 1 day late in January because I was on vacation. So anyways, good luck with that. He's telling people that I'm doing, quote, illegal things. The only thing that he's referred to specifically is recorded calls. But I already talked to a lawyer, and as long as one party knows it's legal in Nevada, where he is located, that's not a dox, by the way. He's the Twitch meetup leader or whatever for Vegas and talks about it openly, about how he is starting to run Twitch related events that they're paying him for. So that's super fun. He has since deleted every single DM he has ever had with me, starting all the way back to December 2023. Every single one of them are it looks like I'm talking to nobody in our DMs. It's kind of crazy. He removed me from every group chat he could. And the ones he couldn't, he deleted his messages from there, and it's like he just doesn't exist, right? He claims to be doing this because he's protecting his IP and his advice. But I don't know, dude. I paid for that already, and it wasn't worth it, but all right. It's more likely that he just doesn't want all the conversations about him being okay with AI art, all the times he tells me that I'm not good enough for things, or similar ways that he wants to bring me down, or him talking shit about previous and current talents. But your girl keeps records.
Talk to
Check
him.
out the doc. Follow my girls, Bibly Darling, Guilty Thorns,
you.
Little Knee, and my one anonymous queen. They all have stories that deserve to be shared.
Does anyone know if you responded?
Even if it's just the relief of having it all out into the open. I did the video because not everybody wants to read a Google Doc. I don't know. I don't want anybody else to have to deal with this shit ever again.
I appreciate the video, but we're still gonna check out the Google Doc because I'm very curious about these screenshots and videos. Before we check the document, let me see what he said. He quote retweeted it saying, "Give me some time to go through things here and I will address them as I can. These people have spent the last 3 to 6 months putting together their side of the story, filled with half-truths, lies, and out-of-context screenshots. You'll have to give me more than a single day to respond." Okay, so he hasn't responded yet, but we're gonna go ahead and check out the Google Doc. We're gonna see what's going on. Look at these little drama frogs right here, bro. Look at these little drama frogs up there. You just like me for real. You just like me, little guys. You're some little guys here. Okay, dude, let me see. Holy sh**. Flash GG, Shinobazu Entertainment. This document is released to showcase the manipulation, control, breach of contract, and improper work relationship performed by VTuber talent manager Shino and Flash GG. In this document, you will read the experiences of 5 prior talents who refused to stay silent regarding his treatment towards them. Purpose of this document is to inform others about the volatile behavior. Oh my God, bro, I was on a roll. I was reading kind of good. I'm sorry. I'm gonna link the fucking thing right now. You can go ahead and take that if you want to read it. Dyslexic, chill on me, bro. All right. The purpose of this document is to inform others about his volatile behavior and serves as an assertion for him to return the IP of the accounts that he is holding hostage. Wait, what? He's holding people's IP hostage? What the fuck are we talking about? A summarization, locking and or deleting accounts belonging to talents as punishment, verbal abuse, gaslighting, sharing talents' private information with others, withholding project, using talents to promote his partner, threatening blacklisting, using AI against talents' will, using talents' mental health against them, not fulfilling contractual obligation, hitting talents against each other, and claiming 50% ownership of a talent's event or project. Holy sh**. Bro, this is crazy. This is the text story. Screenshots and videos are in the sub tab. This one right here, receipts. Ooh, okay, heard you. Video of Shino 1, pulling me from working to be upset that I wasn't sharing his romantic partner's tweets. Okay, bro, let's watch this video, chat. Hold on.
I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. Is there something?
So this is a 10-minute video of apparently he is pulling her into a call and being upset he wasn't sharing his romantic partner's tweets, which is already insane for a talent manager. If we're being honest, bro, like that's not my girlfriend. That's not my friend. I don't owe her anything. I don't owe you anything. If anything, you owe me something because I'm your talent, right? So that just doesn't make sense to me, but go ahead and play.
You and Guilty have a problem with Amelisa's debut?
No. Why?
Because neither of you have interacted with any of her debut stuff?
I saw your message a minute ago, but I've literally been trying to get the server running. I've been making these thumbnails for the last, like, you came in here. I've been...
Okay, and I think if I got the thing when she was talking in the video, this is when her event was going on, like the VSMP, I think, right?
Delegating and like working I have not even done my job today. Like I saw your message earlier, but other than that, like her stuff doesn't pop up on my timeline a ton. So I didn't even know about it until like a day or so ago. Because the last I heard, she told me about it being art. Like, she messaged me about it, like, a while back, and I told her it looked good, and she sent me sketches. So I didn't even know she had a debut that was coming up that fast. But she doesn't interact with me or anything like that.
She stopped interacting with you guys because she said every time she did, it seemed like you guys were ignoring her. And this is for you and Guilty. And to be fair, I haven't noticed any of you guys interact with any of her stuff, but I've made a conscious effort to making sure that she was interacting first and not necessarily asking for anything, but just actually there. And I know that she has been. So although I do know you guys have been busy, it does seem somewhat targeted. And at this point, I feel like I felt the need to address it just because I've literally seen you guys interacting with multiple other people's debuts, and just it seemed whether it's intentional or not, it comes across as if you, Orca, and Guilty are ignoring hers. Which,
okay, if
that is your case and you're actually doing, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure that's not actually going on, or there's something else I should know about.
No, I just literally...
Yo, Shino, back up from your mic, dog. You inhaling all my oxygen, bitch.
Didn't know anything about it, and it didn't show up on my feed, and until you like added us, and even then I didn't see it until like the next day when you added us because I wasn't looking at it. And then I saw that you sent me the message earlier. I looked at it and I was like, I'll have to do that later. And then I don't know if you've looked at the VSMP, but I had to hunt down 90 people's PNGs.
Yeah, she's working, bro. She's busy.
I've made the comment myself to her that you guys are probably just super busy. So
like beyond, like today especially beyond busy.
However, but you know me, I'm very direct with things. If I felt like it was becoming an issue, I wanted to make sure I just nip it in the bud early, as opposed to like
I mean, I will also say that I'm also very direct with things, and like she's literally come to me and been like, "Hey, is this?" I'm like, "No," and I was like, and also, if I ever had an issue, I have no problem telling people that, and I feel like I've proved that multiple times. I'm also like severely ADHD and autistic, and I like if it's
that doesn't even matter. It's not her responsibility to promote someone else. That's not her responsibility. If Shino has Flash GG, he should be using that talent agency or whatever to promote the talent, and it should be all talents, not just one because it's a girlfriend. That has nothing to do with any. Play the video, bro.
Out of sight, out of mind. Like if it doesn't pop up in front of me, or if you don't send it to me, I'm not gonna see it. I saw it and I was like, whenever you added me, and that was the first time I was like, oh, okay. And then I immediately jumped back into what I was doing, because let's see, it was like the next day you posted it. Yeah, the 7th, and I saw it on Saturday whenever I woke up and started stream pretty much immediately. So I saw it Saturday on stream, and then I don't know, because it didn't show up on my timeline or anything, and that was the first time anyone had said anything to me about it. Like even like you haven't really said anything to me, not that you would. In general, I'm just saying, like she doesn't talk to me. And
she sounds tired, poor lady. I mean, dude, she just said she's managing like 100 people right now in her VSMP, trying to do this whole server thing. You know what I mean? Which is already draining. I collab with 2-3 people, I'm already done. Get me the out. So I can only imagine this many people and then getting dragged for just stupid shit. This is not even a conversation.
She doesn't interact. Like she doesn't interact with me, and that's not really a problem, because it doesn't, we all do our own things or whatever. And I'm the type of person that I will forget about my friends sometimes, because object permanence is also with people, and it's out of sight, out of mind. And I will forget people exist until I see them. And then it's just like I saw them yesterday, because that's the way my brain works. But either way, I had no idea she even had a debut coming that fast, because the last I knew, she showed me sketches of her model whenever it was being sketched, and I haven't heard or seen anyone. And pretty much
she showed you guys we were all in a group chat when she showed you guys all her finished model, but
I wasn't in there.
You were in there. Well, it was me, you, Orca, and Guilty. She was excited to show all of us. But
when?
We were in my Discord when she did so.
I was not in there. I have not seen. I promise you, I have not seen it.
3D model. You may not have seen it. You were in the Discord when she was talking about it. Maybe you just turned her out.
When Guilty showed us the 3D model, that was months ago.
I know. That's when her model was done as well.
Okay, but either way, if someone didn't say, "Hey, I've got a debut and this is the day" and all that stuff, I wouldn't have realized it. And if it's not sent to me or whatever, or show up on my timeline, then I'm not gonna see it. I mean, I have her up so that I can check in and stuff on my Chatterino, and I try to do my best. But my
point is, I'm just here to make sure there's nothing else going on there.
Okay.
I was pretty sure there was that, but I would just rather ask directly than beat around the bush about it, because that way I can give a direct answer and know that it's okay. Ask the person directly. This is the feeling. I figured you guys were all just busy with stuff, but I wanted to ask if there's something else I should know about in the event that there was, and I just didn't.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of. I just literally haven't seen or heard anything of it, and I have been neck deep in this server trying to get it launched today. So I saw your message today, and I was just like, okay, I need to do that. But I also have scheduled, I have literally 90 people worth of PNGs. I'm going to scream.
I know that laugh right there. I know that laugh. Oh, I know that laugh. Oh, no. It's like, what the are we talking
There's
about?
People trying to switch teams and stuff last second, and I also had to do I made a trailer today. I did all this, and I just want to stream and play Rust.
That sounds very overwhelming.
That's all I want. Anyways, I saw it, and I was just like, when you joined the VC earlier, I was like, hey, I saw your message. I can't right now, but I will whenever you got in earlier.
I must have missed you when you said that. I probably didn't have my headset on. So just just checking in to make sure. I am
Okay.
being direct. But yeah. All right, then just making sure we're good there.
There's 3 more minutes on this video, so we're gonna watch the 3 more minutes. I'm just kind of curious on like, what more do you have to say? Like, that's it. You know what I mean?
So anything else comes up, do let me know. I will alert her that you guys don't hate her for the 5th time. Probably just her own brain ribs, but she's the freshman hanging out with the juniors and the seniors and the sophomores, and so she feels like the little sister, like everybody hates her all the time.
Okay, but that doesn't matter. Your insecurity should not dictate how I act towards anyone. Like, what are we talking about? I have to just coddle you because you have insecurity? That doesn't make sense at all. That is hurting my brain. I'm sorry, go.
An only child, so she's never really had to deal with it before.
It doesn't matter if she's the only child. What are we talking about, bro? Okay, I'm trying to hold it in. Keep it together. Please.
That sometimes big brothers and big sisters just work on other things, but I just wanted to make sure there was nothing like she didn't kill your dog or steal your cat or steal your makeup or whatever without me knowing about it.
Okay.
Sound fair?
Yeah, no, I get it, but I like literally like I've tried to tell her. I don't know how else to tell her. Like
I'll hammer it in her head again, and it's probably little sister plus being autistic herself, and even though she's not diagnosed, to be fair, one of us is, if not both. We're gonna figure that out eventually, but it would explain other things about her. It also explain things about me because I'm just rude, but just wanted to make sure, like I said, no, there was no like secret drama that I wasn't aware of. I'm like, hey, want to make sure this is good so that like I don't have any issue going into the next week, or like whatever it is, we squash it and kind of move on. But
okay,
good?
well, yeah. I mean, there's nothing as far as I'm aware. There's nothing to squash. So
I'm just making sure because it's very much probably her own head, and it has been her own head. But you have, I would say, just so you know, if you look at it from the other perspective, it's one of those things where like they see everybody interacting with everybody except them on Twitter, because she is on Twitter and is kind of looking around and seeing your
to be
guys'
fair,
posts, so.
I don't interact with Orca.
I know. Even the little things, like I know, although I know the buckshot that was a weird thing. I brought that. It was like they don't even hardly interact. It's like, but they still collab together. It's like I just feel like I'm doing something wrong, and I'm like, you're not doing anything wrong.
She's not asking, or
probably that too.
Anything.
But
and also, she streams either during the day while I'm working or really late at night when I'm not streaming.
You're asleep. Yeah, I brought that up.
And she has a job, bro. If I got a 9 to 5 and streaming and dealing with this headache, bro, what the are we talking about? Oh my god, this sounds like terrible.
I can't really, like, I have a limited amount of
just
time that I can do stuff, and I mean,
it's the Instagram effect. Because she doesn't follow that many people, and she does see you guys on feeds. She sees everybody interacting all the time for the few times she is on Twitter, and so she assumes that she's the only one who's left out. Is what I'm getting there. But I wanted to make sure that there wasn't something I missed.
No,
and that's it. All right, just wanted to be sure. I will move you back down, and
I'll hop back down there.
The fact that he even moved her for that stupid that made 0 sense. That was such a waste of 10 minutes.
Tell her sorry, and I'll retweet it. I need to I need to finish this. It opens in 45 minutes, and I'm not done.
All right,
bye.
No, you can. All right, bye.
My fault. Sorry. Yeah.
Welcome back.
She's over it, dude.
Hi.
She's over it, bro. Holy shit. We have another video that I want to see as well. Yeah, video number 2. This was the last time I spoke with Shino. It was supposed to be a normal meeting call, despite us not having one for weeks and supposed to have it weekly. He informed me that he was taking 50% ownership of a project I had been working on since October with minimal help from him. He tells me that I'm not worth anyone doing the show, and the only reason people would show up is for him. What? Let's continue. And if I didn't sign stating him as half ownership, he'd do the show himself, and that he also owns other shows' events that he's helped others with. This was my idea that, wait, let's watch this first. This is insane. Imagine working on something for months and then some ass ChatGPT, some shit, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, I got some ideas. I want 50% of everything. Holy bro. Oh my God, that's like half of the marriages out there. I'm sorry. I apologize. Come on, let's watch.
I'm. There were a couple. There's a couple of things like in the beginning you kind of sped through talking about it being both of our event and things like that, and then later on you mentioned the possibility of having a different host later and all of that stuff, and my hackles are a little high on that.
When I say a different host, I mean, like, let's say this does really well and you do season 2 and you do season 3, but like by season 4 you are touring the world and you don't care to be the host of the show anymore. Like 5 years from now you might be like touring or like Maury Collab or something like that. That's what I'm saying. At some point in time, you may not want to be the host. That's why I said, like, you're currently host, and me and you in that scenario would be co-creators. You'd still be considered the creator of the show.
But what is he bringing to the table? That's what I don't understand. I hope they get into it more.
But you may not be the host of that season, if for whatever reason it's just not something you want to do. You want to be able to step away from it, but you would still be recognized as a creator of the show in that scenario. And in that scenario, you would still be able to, like, hey, I'm still coming back for season, like the grand finale. Like, I'm still always going to be a part of the grand finale. They didn't do this, but an example would be like something like America's Next Top Model or They have versions of Master Chef that don't have Gordon Ramsay in it, even though that's technically kind of his show.
Yeah,
but
I understand that. But like,
yeah.
So just backing up some, because like those two things together were kind of off-putting. But okay, so you getting 20% of any sponsorships you bring in, I get that. Like, right, you're putting in the effort, and also if you're getting 20%, you're gonna put more into it to try and get more sponsorships for it, so that your part of that goes up. That's business brain. That's fine.
20%. Usually, I mean, bro, when it comes to sponsors, chat, if someone's going to get the sponsor for you and they're negotiating on your behalf, like 15 to 25, like in that range, I guess is like normal. So that's like, they're talking about sponsors right now.
If we're doing this and then I'm just getting $1,000 a month after I'm like, once you get the sponsorships.
I'm not cutting out after I get the sponsorship, to be fair. The reason why I'd be getting that percentage of sponsorship is, one, I'm in charge of getting the sponsorship and getting more money, but like, and I guess this is kind of more from my perspective, because I'm selling this as an event. For me, this is me selling this as an event, not even really selling like the creators or like selling like the size of the audience. It's like, hey, this is going to be a major event. I have a host for it. I have this for it. I have this for it. And I'm not abandoning it. I guess the simplest way to put it is
I guess I don't.
I'd be working the whole month.
I understand that, but I have also been working really hard on it too, but like just deciding that you were co-owner of it is
so I will be, we can have a conversation about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
All right. So from my perspective, three things. One,
okay,
you did say that you wanted to do a singing competition.
Okay.
Correct? That was something you've wanted to do for a while.
Yes.
You've tried a couple of them. Didn't like how they were done. That's totally fair.
Okay.
I have seen a couple singing competitions. Haven't been too impressed with them. Even been a part, like in terms of like just being on the editing team for a couple of them. Haven't been like, too impressed with how they ran, and thought a lot about basically your experience and my experience on what I did differently. The original doc and the original idea for this,
okay,
I sat for an entire day and fleshed out the entire ideas of everything of what I would do to make a dope singing competition.
Okay.
I sent it to you. You obviously went back.
So she talked about this in the video. Apparently, he sent ChatGPT. That's what she said in the video. So just like keeping that in your brain.
Added a bunch of ideas of what you thought would be, what you would like to add, what you would cut, what you would change. For example, when the first idea I had, I think that should do 3. You felt like 3 was too much. There'd be 2. But from the initial idea process, this has been a back and forth between both of us from jump just to getting it to here.
Do you own Orca's DVD tournament that you helped with?
Do I own Dorca's DVD tournament?
Orca's.
I don't. Oh, so let me be clear. You mean the Orca's tournament? If Orca wants to do a tournament, she can do a tournament. However, I can and will probably still do my own Survivor Rush on my own.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like,
I don't own. So like, I guess my point is, in this scenario, when I'm crediting everybody, I'm going to say you created it and I created it as co-creators. If we split off later and like you decide, hey, I still want to do V-Singer on my own, you're a creator, I'm fine with you doing it on your own. If I decide later that I want to do it on my own and we're not talking, I'll do my own thing. But I'm not giving full rights of everything that I've put onto this and just being like, oh yeah, I'm never touching this again, even though I put a bunch of time and effort into it. And I'll also be direct. If I'm able to get to $100,000, a majority of the people I'm going to be getting money from would be investing or putting in the money because they believe in like me putting on events, because of the events I've put on in the past, not necessarily because of any single creator that's involved. Especially because not like if it was Iron Mouse pitching something like this, she could probably get she could put $100,000 up herself. If not, probably get $100,000 easily doing it. Same thing with like Ludwig or someone else. That was kind of like the big thing with, I think what they had like off-brand is like if you have a big creator's name attached to it, it's a lot easier to get sponsorships for a lot of these things. We don't have any really big creators. We may have Iron Mouse as a guest. And so if I'm even able to do this, it'll be more based off the fact that there's been people who've worked with me on $100,000 events who trusted this will be a big $100,000
You're
events.
my manager. Like that is part of your job. It's in our contract that you're gonna help me with the sponsorships and stuff. Like that it is part that is
I want to be clear.
Can I please? Like I'm not trying to be combative with you or
This sounds so unreasonable. It's fucking insane, brother. I'm holding myself back. I want to hear everything first. I'm gonna speak. I got some words though.
Or anything like that. I'm just trying to have a discussion, and a discussion is back and forth.
I'm passionate. I'm not being mad. I'm passionate, but I'm not mad. If I sound like I'm yelling, I apologize.
I'm getting upset. So
okay.
As my manager, it is literally in our contract that you're supposed to help me with sponsorships
It's
for
your job.
And things like this.
It's
right?
probably what she already pays you for already. You know what I mean?
Right. Whereas you did come up with a doc, I completely redid it. I said I like what you came up with, but I completely redid it. You had a
kind of your Oshi anime opening, the wild card, the prize pool itself, like. We both had input. Like
I'm not arguing that, but part of your job as my manager is to have back and forth and help me with those things, just like you've helped others with their events that you've worked with. But if you're saying that you've decided that we co-own it, and that if something at some point we aren't working together anymore, you can take this branded event and go and do it again yourself if you want to. Or I could, or both of us could, which I don't agree with. And then you're also saying that at some point, either one of us could decide that we want a different host for it. Whenever you're saying that I could decide that, it also insinuates that you could decide that.
Yeah.
And this is something that should have been discussed before I'm in a position where I don't feel like I have the ability to tell you no on anything, or negotiate anything for myself in it, because when
it's like her idea as well. So like, I don't get it. Like just business wise, I don't understand. If you're a manager and part of your job is to go get those sponsors for the talent and for events that they do, it doesn't make sense that what a good idea. Let me take 50% of it. And now we're co-owners. That doesn't make sense to me at all. And especially, I don't agree with the bull him saying, well, people would do it for me if you're not a big creator, which is she's the creator. She's the talent. That is the talent. Who the is he, bro? Respectfully, of course. Like, that makes zero sense.
Essentially told me that you own half of it, so you can just do it yourself if I don't agree.
Mixie said he's trying to just capitalize on her idea and get more out of it than he was allowed, which is already greedy enough, brother. If you're making, let's say, 20% on sponsors, right, and this show blows up, you're going to be sponsoring the show and getting 20% of that. That is already enough. If it blows up, you already did your job. Plus, you have 5 other talents you have to work on. Do you genuinely believe you could split yourself in that many avenues where you could just, this is now 50% of my shit, and all that matters is they're the talent. People are watching them for them. And then if they're bringing other people on, they're watching for that entertainment, that collab. Respectfully, no one's gonna watch a manager, bro. No one's there to Oh my God, hi, is that Chino, the manager? That doesn't make sense to me at all, bro. It feels like kind of egotistical in a way that I don't get it. I really don't get it. All right, I'm gonna play the video though. I wanna finish it and then I'm gonna get my thoughts. And also you're paying for a service as well. Let's not forget about that. You're paying monthly for them to go get sponsors. You're paying monthly to manage your account, manage and help you grow. Let's just play the video.
It's kind of how it feels right now. And I'm pretty...
I can understand that. Not my intention to make you feel that way.
Because essentially, you also just told me that that based on these numbers, even though you consider us half owning it both, I would get $1,000 a month, and that you would get, which is roughly $8,000, and that you would get $20,000.
What? What?
$20,000, which over the course of 8 months comes out to how much?
More than $1,000 a month.
Okay. And I also mentioned that in that $20,000, there's a good chance that I may have to split up to 50% of that with other people helping me sell.
No, you said that you said 20% for you, but you'd probably have to go up to 30% on it so that you could give cuts of it to people like Twitch and stuff like that.
So let me reiterate then so that I'm clear then. So I want to be abundantly clear.
Okay.
$20,000 is 30% of the 6,700. Just so that's clear. In most cases, the reason why I'm doing, in most cases, it's generally industry standard to do 20%. Some people do higher, some people do lower, but that's generally what they would take. People usually would do 10% if it's a high 6 or 7 figure deal, because 10% is usually more than enough to cover that. But if it's lower than that, usually they'll do 20. My reasoning for doing 30 is that
because I want money. I want money. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck am I hearing?
if I'm even able to do this, because I'm not even positive I'd be able to get to 100 grand, but I'm still going to weigh what our options are. I would likely have to work with some other people on some of the sponsors. And if that's the case,
but that is your job. Oh my God.
I would have to offer them at least 10% of the deal that they bring to me. So if they bring me a deal for $10,000 or $25,000 or $100,000 or whatever it is, they bring me a deal, I'd have to give them 10%. They're still 70% going to the thing, but
okay, if you're gonna own 50% of the show and you're a co-owner, you're gonna have to eat the cost because now you're a co-owner, so you have to eat the cost, bro. that's the cost of business. You own the business now since you want 50%. It's like he wants the cake, he wants to eat it too. It doesn't make sense. It's the business mind is cooked right now.
Getting the full 30% that I would get there, I would be getting 20% for that, and then the other side of it, and I want to be clear, not Matt, but just everybody, I'm getting at $20,000, just so we're clear, at $20,000. Hold on, 2,100.
Okay. By the way, hold on real quick. I do want to say, I'm sorry, I go on tangents, but I do want to say if we have any VTubers in here or just content creators in general, you do not need a manager, especially for an event. You can do it just off the muscle, bro. I promise you, if you get other creators, a lot of creators enjoy collabing. It just takes one Instagram post and motherfuckers is gonna be on it, bro. You know what I mean? And it'll blow up and it'll become its whole thing.
Divide that by 8. That's at max, and if we're at the floor, 2,500 a month. You'd be getting 1,000 a month. They'd be getting 2,500 a month. Mind you, that 1,000 a month is if we don't save money anywhere else. Because like I said, we may not spend less, and like if there's more money left over, we can increase the amount. However, the other side of this is, even though we'd be coding this event, the idea, at least from my perspective, for this event and for the foreseeable future and future events, would be on your channel. So just like with me and the rest of them, you are still also getting exposure, and then also getting...
Never get paid in exposure, chat. It's bull. Never get paid in exposure. Exposure. Get paid in dollar bills. What are we talking about? It's your idea. Get your money. If you want exposure, fill out a little form and get front page on Twitch, okay? You know, like, I'm sure they're a partner. If they're not, I'm sure we could figure something out. But that makes zero sense.
Front page. We're not streaming on my channel. We're not streaming on my socials. The account will have its own socials to like promote the event, but like it's still going to be on your channel. The people are still going to be following you. You are still going to be the focal point outside of the talents on this event.
So then what do you do?
So you are still getting something out of it.
I mean, I know that, but I mean, are you saying that Flask's name's not going to be on it anywhere? You would still be getting something out of it too.
True, but I'm not getting I'd be getting what I get is, if we were putting this on the Flash channel, this would be a different conversation. If we're putting out on my channel, it'd be a different conversation. But this is going to be on your channel. And I also want to be clear, just a quick side thing. The goal of me bringing up another host was not, I'm going to run off to find someone else to host this and get rid of you or whatever. I only brought that up in a sense of, at some point in time, like, Iron Mouse doesn't do something like this, I think, because she doesn't want to dedicate this much time to it. Waifu wouldn't do something like this because she wants to do other things and doesn't want to get a...
Flask has 800 followers. You have no power in a deal, like when it comes to exposure or anything. What are they doing? Respectfully, like, what the are we talking about? No motion? You got 0 motion. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Look! Just in terms of, if we're going off of like exposure and social media numbers and all that, brother, she eclipsed you by 4, almost 5 times. What the are we talking about? That makes 0 sense. There's nothing there. You're already getting paid for your job. What are we talking about? You're just being greedy. At least for me, again, I'm gonna leave my thoughts to the end, but for me right now, it just seems like he's being greedy. Respectfully.
There may come a time in which you no longer want to do this, and for me, I'm looking at it as an idea of like, this is a cool event that can be pulled into like a thing like American Idol, like whatever, that lives on beyond you having to host it, but you still getting paid for it, you still getting a benefit for it. Does that make sense? That's why. So it wasn't just, I want to have someone replace you. That was not my mindset. My mindset is, if after the 2nd season, you just don't want to spend your energy on this anymore, doesn't necessarily mean we have to kill it. We could have someone else host it. It'd still be on your channel during
royalties
that time frame where someone else is hosting it.
Minxie, is he talking about royalties? I feel like in that situation, people will usually buy out like everything. You know what I mean? Like they'll buy everything out. You get paid royalties. Not I'm taking 50% of everything. And I don't know, bro.
And then just you come in as a guest host.
It's hard to watch.
This is something very similar to a lot of what I'm pulling from here and how I'm thinking this and how I'm planning on pitching this to Twitch is very similar to Raj, or I keep saying Raj because I know him, Austin show, and how he handled his Raj Royale, his Love Our Host, his Name Your Price, and all other game shows, to the point, or even Mr. Beast, to the point where there are some parts of it that he's not even involved in at all. He has other people do it, and then he just comes in for the parts that he wants to be in. So maybe if you do want to, again, continue wanting to be the host, but you just want to come in and MC, but then you have other people do other parts, like, that's kind of where I was getting at. It was not about cutting you out or replacing you or me finding a replacement for you. However, I did want to make it very clear that, like, and with that, whether it's Orca's Survivor Rush, Orca was the host of Survivor Rush. I came up with the event, the idea, the rules. It's something I've had from years before I met Orca. It's based off of Fortnite's Friday Night Frags. It was just a DVD variation of it. I came up with it when Keemstar was debating about getting in a DVD. I talked to the DVD developers about doing something and having someone endemic host it as opposed to Keemstar because he was a negative influence on the community. But if I decide to do Shino's Survivor Rush, Sieg Survivor Rush, Shino's Killer Rush, Shino's Killer King of the Entity, I will do so. If Orca...
but no one will participate because you don't have, like, you're not that guy. I feel like he thinks he's that guy. You're not. Arguably, the talents are...
had it set up to be with Orca, and to be honest, my intention, even though I'm not necessarily managing Orca anymore, to do like host with Orca, she's the one who decided she wanted to cut me off and not work with me anymore. And I said, that's fine, but I'm not letting you take my idea and just run off as if it's yours. I will still use it for my own events. If you don't do it, I'm not just gonna leave that dead in the water because that was my creativity and my brainchild. I'm not gonna just let that die because someone doesn't want to do anything with it. And same with this, I put a lot into this from start to finish, and I know it was a back and forth, so I'm not saying I didn't do anything, but from my perspective, I put a lot into this. I would intend to credit myself for it, and I intend to take some ownership from it. Now, I will admit
the problem there is that that wasn't spoken. Like, you just kind of came in and told me.
Okay. I can understand. Yeah, I guess your frustration there, and there's your thoughts around it.
YouTube, what are your thoughts? I want to know your thoughts, YouTube. Let me know in the comments if you listen to this so far. I want to see his response. I would really like to see a detailed breakdown of his response just to see where the his mind is. Because to me, it does not make sense at all.
Like that's kind of just been my thoughts there. But I can, like I said, that can maybe take some time, think it over, reapproach it, see where there's kind of like a middle ground there. But that was kind of just my thoughts on it. That's it. But it's also just for me, I guess from my perspective, it's just the amount of work I know that I think it could work, but I also know the amount of work that I'd have to put into it to make it work is far beyond just to be direct, the scope of my contract or my payment.
And like I said, I don't think 20% for
it.
Someone that was producing it and helping come with the
yeah.
and helping bring in the sponsors.
Money.
That's what I would pay someone, something like that for this. But half ownership of it feels pretty steep.
The only other thing I could say, I mean, you can say it feels steep. The only thing I say is that I would just disagree. I feel like in terms of creativity, I've put in half. In terms of production, I'd be putting in half. And the percentage payout, ideally, if I could get us both to 20%, and that's why I said I'm going to try to go for as close to $100,000 as I can so that we have more money. And then if you want to increase your pay from that, like I said, that's a conversation we have, and I'd be down to do that if we have the money to do it. If we want to not pay the guest stars at all and just pay yourself $2,000 a month, or if we want to not pay you, like if we can find the money to pay you more, I would be down to do that 100%. I'm not even, my thing with it being a percentage is if we at least hit $67,000, which is going to be the floor that I fight for, I know that I'd be making that much, and thus it'll be enough to make that worthwhile for me. It'll be enough for me to cover and justify working on this and not working on something else. But ideally, we would both be walking away with 20% here. That would be ideal. But I think even in a situation where you're getting $1,000 a month, I'm getting $2,500 a month in terms of pay, you're getting $1,000 a month, but you're also getting whatever viewership comes with it. You're also getting whatever ad revenue comes with it. You're also getting whatever subscriber base coming from it. Your followers are going to go, your Twitch followers are going to go up significantly more. Your Twitch viewer average is going to go up significantly more. Your ability to command higher sponsorships, whether we're still working together or not at that point, is going to go up significantly more. If we're putting this on a brand new channel, or something like that, which is something I wouldn't want to do, to be fair, then maybe there'd be an argument. I feel like there'd be an argument for like you not getting anything for it, but you are going to get significant growth on your channel and on your brand for being the host of this. So and that would be, and again, I'm not even positive, again, even me saying I'd be getting the $2,500 a month. I'm under the impression that I would likely, in a, would say standard based scenario, would be, I'm not even standard, for me, a base case acceptable scenario, I'd be giving up a third of this to another party. So of this $2,500 a month, I'd be giving up at least 33, times 0.33. Times 0.33. Oh, hold on. Son of a gun. Copy, paste.
The logistics makes no sense, bro. I'm laying on it right now.
I'd be giving up at least 800 of this a month to a third party, which would bring mine down from the 2,500.
So not only does he want 50% ownership, he wants a higher pay cut. Yes, and his rationale is, well, I'm gonna have to give a certain percentage to the other people. Well, then if you're 50% ownership, you're going to have to eat that, okay? And then that goes directly to them. We don't pay you more and then you pay them. That's not how business. It's so backwards. Oh my fucking God, my heart is gonna give out. I can't listen to this dumb shit
that we're talking about.
He also wanted 2.5K a month separate. So he wanted 2,500 on top of the 50% ownership, on top of the extra pay cut that he would give to the other people. That's what you're saying? That makes no sense. For doing his job, right? Kenji, I want 50% of your entire career. Mod applications going up tomorrow. Yes, sir. What are we talking about? That is insane. That is wild. Am I buggy right now?
You know, you don't need a calculator.
Oh my God.
I hate you, video game. Minus. Would bring me to 1,600, which again would still be more than 1,000 you're making, but not that much more. And for someone who's just doing work in the background and helping get the sponsors to begin with. And for my side, I'm going to be working getting sponsors, working negotiating the deals. We're going to have editors for it. So me and you both are going to be working on the editors for it.
This guy's unreal. This guy actually wants like.
My thought process also, as I said, my thought would be having a YouTube, a Reddit, a Twitter, a TikTok, an Instagram. My thought is going to be making sure I'm managing those socials since I have those skills already, and making sure there's a post.
By the way, those skills are easy to learn, and I urge every creator to learn the bare minimum. Before I got a manager, I did everything myself because you have to know what someone else is doing. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of these managers aren't shit. They don't do anything. They do the bare minimum. They're not doing anything for you. You know what I mean? You're just giving them money out of your pocket. Do me a favor, just learn it yourself. It's okay to build slow and then build up, and then you learn it, and then you could bring people in. Then you hire people because you know exactly what you need done. You know what I mean?
Going up daily for each one of those, or at the very least putting the money aside to pay someone to do that. So from that being that side of things, I'm not doing nothing, and I'm doing a lot of work and need extra money to be able to pay for those.
Kenji is a great client because he already learned. Can confirm. Thumbs up, ooh-wee!
Things being taken care of, if need be. But yeah, for an event like this, I think it could be a bigger event. It's bigger than just it's bigger than, as far as I'm concerned, this would be bigger than just a Carmenize, because of all the other people who would be involved and all the other things that I would have to do. I would want equal ownership if I were to move forward with it. Now, to be fair, if you, and honestly, ideally, if we were to move forward with this, I'd want to sign a contract separate from our management contract.
But you're literally doing the same job. Are we delusional?
However, if you would like to move forward from this point without me, that's totally fine. I'm totally fine with you going forward and doing your thing there. I'm not going to be like, oh, you can't use it because it's both of ours or blah, 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 blah. You want to, but if I'm going to be a part of it, that would be what I want. In this scenario, I'm going to be on getting like $100,000. I'm also going to be credited as a creator of something. I'm not, just to be blunt, I'm not building another $1 million thing and then just like saying it belongs to somebody else and not for the price I've been paid or what I've been paid so far for this thing. I'm treating this, as far as I'm concerned, as its own separate entity, because this is beyond just using your channel. This is beyond just using your influence. This
so
is
then
me,
what is it using?
in my opinion, reaching out to literally every other contact I know to try to make this
Right, and that's what a manager, am I bugging, or is that not what a manager does? Especially for like sponsors and doing that for your creator. Is that not what you're paying him for already? That is what a manager does. Yeah, so what are we talking about? If he can ask for a pay increase, you know what I mean? If you're saying, I feel like this is gonna be a lot of work, I would like my increase in pay, but don't ask for, not even ask, don't say you want 50% of the idea and then you want to get paid out even more than the talent that brought the idea, that came up with the idea, that's going to be the core idea, and it's going to serve. That makes zero sense. You know what I mean? And then when he does bring you a number and you're not comfortable with it, be like, no, it's okay, I'm cool with it, thank you. You know what I mean? That's how I would at least handle it, but that doesn't make sense at all, bro. Manager does not want to manage.
Pull together. I won't lie. Again, I'm not mad. I understand I'm passionate, I seem angry. I did not think this would be a sticking point, so I apologize that it is. I will take some time to think it over, and maybe we can talk, and after you have some time to calm down and cool off, you know, we can, both of us have some time to not be cool or be like calm, I guess, but just think it over.
She's so cool and calm. She hasn't talked in the fucking past like 20-30 minutes. You've just been rambling about bullshit the whole time. You've been describing what your job is, but saying you want more for it and 50% of the idea.
And maybe we can come up with some sort of compromise, or
whatever,
make sure
bro.
I guess revisit this again and have you speak more to make sure you
chill.
feel heard, because I think that's an important part of it too, but I also want you to have time to take it in. But I would not put this much effort into something that I'm not going to be considered some sort of like owner in if it's going to be this big. If we want to pull back and do a bunch of other stuff and like not go this hard and not spend like the next 6 months to a year working on it, and if it's just like a 2-month thing or whatever, or even if it's just an 8-month thing but it's just on a much smaller scale, then whatever, and then I can do my own thing and title it something different or whatever. But with as much as I'd be putting into this, I can't justify putting that much into it and then just being a footnote when it's all said and done if it goes on to go a season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5.
I'm gonna need some time to process and come up with my thoughts,
She
because
speaks.
right now
I didn't even know she was in the call anymore, bro.
just having more stuff thrown at me is not going to help. and I'm
Definitely.
getting more upset. And that's not going to help me get my thoughts across right now. And that's where I'm at right now.
She's so over it. Oh my god.
I understand.
Oh my god. Is she crash out proof? I think she just bro, 20 minutes of someone just talking about literally nothing the whole time. I feel like she's probably just over it. Why go back and forth? This dude there's no reasoning here. It's just pure greed. At least from my ears, when my ears are, it's pure greed. That's all I'm hearing right now. It makes zero sense at all. Kenji, all these words just for it to loop around to absolutely nothing said. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was the whole time.
Okay, yeah, I need some time to come up with my thoughts on it.
Holy
and we can discuss it further. But yeah, I need some time on that one.
yeah, don't do that. That's the video right there. Listen, do me a favor. Do the idea. Do it how you want. Grow it slowly. I promise you, VTubers are gonna with it. There's a lot of talented VTuber singers or whatever. I can only assume it's singing or some Just go with the idea, build it up slowly, and then it'll become its own thing. If it doesn't, then at least you don't have some random dude owning 50% of your I'm doing an idea. Yeah, of course. Like, what are we talking about, bro? You can't own a singing competition that's been around forever. You put your own spin on it, it is what it is, but that does not make sense. I guarantee you, you can literally sign with any talent. I stay away from it, but you can reach out to companies or reach out to a middleman and they will go get sponsors for whatever you're doing, and they won't even charge you monthly. They will literally only charge you 20% of the deal, 15% of the deal of whatever sponsor they bring in. And I would just do that, slowly build it up till it gets an audience. You know what I mean? Because again, the VTube community, although like we like talk on it and meme about it a lot, I feel like it's still a thing. There's still a lot of like tight-knit communities. And if you bring someone on, someone else is gonna see it. They're gonna like it. It's gonna be entertaining. It's gonna be fun. So whatever that idea is, go for it. These managers don't do shit. I promise you they don't. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them don't do shit. I had to run through like 3-4 different managers to even find Chris. Chris is the GOAT. That motherfucker does a lot. He handles everything I can't. He hits me up. Yo, we got this, ideas, whatever the W Chris. But we have never had a conversation like this. Well, we're having it in chat right now. Chris, you're not getting 50% of my dude. Back up. Get out of my face, man. This motherfucker. There's more. There's actually screenshots not showing up to meetings. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, first let's read this. This was my idea that I started to work on and discuss with him, but until January, he had no interest or hand in. When my contract was ending in January, he suddenly showed up with a Google Doc that was mostly ChatGPT, rules, TOS, some episode ideas based on the show I had been creating and the ideas that I had been discussed. He had a plan for sponsors and getting Twitch to allow an episode at TwitchCon, etc. He used these ideas to get me to re-sign until April 1st. Yeesh. Along with allowing him to catch up on old videos that I never got. See, that's just the first red flag. There's so many red flags. I never heard back on any sponsors. He tried to use this call and the unknown sponsors he was negotiating with for the 67K to get me to re-sign. I chose not to. Smart decision. Smartest decision ever. You're a red flag, Kenji? Oh, absolutely, 100%. I spent countless hours, over $2,000 in assets on this show. It does not belong to him. It will not belong to him. Not showing up to the meetings. Okay, so these are screenshots when he would be on her for not showing up to meetings. I can only assume. I waited to hear if we were going to have a meeting since we normally do one at 5:30 EST on Thursday, but I haven't heard from you, so I'm going back to working on things. I only have Thursdays and Fridays off. The fact that you're working and doing this just adds so much bull, bro. Eesh! It hurts my soul, man. I have the heirs meeting scheduled for tomorrow, so I won't be available to do this any other day this week. This was my fault. I overslept after lunch, was a little more packed in my morning than I normally am due to weekend plans and catching up. Okay, so just missing meetings. Went to the hospital last night, so just that. Yo, Chris, you'd be surprised. Me and Chris, we don't have no times to meet. We're cooked. Yeah, I'll be like, Chris, you up? He'll wake up. Yeah, I'm up, but I'm going to sleep soon. All right, bet, let's hop in a call. We're in a call for 3 hours and that's it, bro. You feel me? Like, I feel like it's better to get someone that's like on the same wavelength as you. You know what I mean? Although meetings are good and scheduling is good, but I feel like me and Chris are super productive when we're just like, yo, hop in a call. All right, bet. We cook and then boom, that's it. At the end of the day, bro, chat, at the end of the day, we're VTubers, right? We play games, we just chatting stream, we do all that. It's not that serious. So I feel like approaching it, the business side should be approached as business, right? But like the creative side, I feel like it takes the fun out of it. You know what I mean? And then you got people asking for 50% of your it hurts. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Let's see. I would say some things opening scenes because I had to restart the video because it confused me and I thought they accidentally duplicated the beginning. What time? All right. I thought you were saying you like to drums. I have Marvel Rivals tournament tomorrow. I was shooting for around now after the meeting time, but I had drums. As I stated yesterday, originally made plans. No problem. I'll work on it a bit more. Okay, so this is just communication. He did fix it, just grabbed the wrong updated from the file original. Actually, I say this. Also, chat, I want y'all to know, plot twist, I can only imagine. So he's charging you a monthly payment, right? And does he promise you like certain videos, like 4 videos a month or whatever the maybe, or full 15 clips? Okay, now when he's charging you that, yeah, he owes. Can you talk about details, or is like there an NDA? I don't want to get you legally in trouble and shit like that. I'm just kind of curious. Thankfully, no NDAs. Yeah, his contract was ChatGPT trash. My lawyer said I can talk about what I want. Okay, sick. And you got a lawyer. Fire. Okay. So how much does he charge you a month for those 4 videos and 15 clips? And have you ever talked to one of the editors directly? Can I get a doc link? I think oh, there it is right there. We weren't allowed to chat with them or know their names. 500, we weren't allowed to know our editors because we would poach them. Okay. That I guarantee you, I don't want to say guarantee, but usually what happens with these like managers, they'll charge you a set amount. They'll take like 80-50% of whatever the fuck it is, and then Chris, do I know my editors, bro? I know my editors, bro. Usually what a manager would do, they'll hide the editors from you, so then that way they're taking your money, and then every single one, exactly, you gotta know. I'll be in Discord calls with these motherfuckers, bro. Okay, I'll be fucking with them. Listen, Fiverr, yeah, he's probably hiring some like freelance someone and he's charging you a premium. So he's a middleman for you. He's not really doing anything for you or your channel, just costing you more money. So although it'll be kind of painful, I would just do the reviews yourself, hire the editors yourself, because it's 4 videos a month. They're paying people who don't know any better from another country and taking 80% of their pay. Yeah, literally that. It's bad. Managers will go to those type of people, take advantage, and then be the middleman. They'll take like 50% of that. And then, you know what I mean? It's cooked. What is this? My personal experience with Shino. I'm gonna assume this is, yeah, 2023. This was all said in a video, I can only assume. This talent would like to maintain their privacy. Therefore, their name and names of others have been blurred. In this instance below, the talent asked for a copy of their contract as one was never sent after they signed, but Shino refused to send and inquired why they might need to see it. And it was very hard to get him to send it to the talent. What? Only after a phone call did he provide the contract. That is insane. Okay, and these are the screenshots. Yeah, I'm gonna debut it for my birthday. Allows me to hype. I need a copy of my contract, please. Did your tax person get back to you? No, but I want the contract, please. What happened? Something came up? It doesn't matter. Give me the contract. I want a copy of it, and it's bothering me. I don't have it. So can you please send it to me now? I like to keep things I have signed. The aggression here would lead me to believe otherwise. It doesn't matter. I'd be aggressive too. Give me the contract. Holy Jesus Christ, he's gatekeeping a contract. What the is that, dude? Crazy. What aggression? You're telling me there's nothing else going on right now? It doesn't matter if there's nothing else going on or not. Is this dude? Whatever, just keep on going. I am just asking as I have the right to my contract. Yes, my parents wish to see it, so I need it now. Okay, that's fine. It should be sign. I just can't access it. Missed call. I'm with my parents. I can't. Why did you remove me from the YouTube's whatever? My parents are going over all my W parents. It's a serious talk I'm having with them right now. They told me to. Why? They said no contract means someone shouldn't have access to my and they aren't comfortable with it. W parents. And I live in their house rent free right now. Do you feel this way? It doesn't matter if this guy is unreal. Holy shit. It doesn't matter what I feel exactly. It's not my house. It's not. If you are talking to them, my internet, Shino, I don't know what to tell you. I need my contract. Why can't you send me the contract? I know their parents are going crazy. My parents are going over all my shit as we speak. Okay. And looking at my YouTube and everything, like they need to see the contract right now. What is this about? Not having a job and Twitch being my job. They want a breakdown of everything. So yeah, that doesn't explain why you booted me from the YouTube. Doesn't matter. Give me the fucking contract. Jesus Christ. It's a serious talk I'm having with them right now. Do you mind if I talk to them? No, so you can yap for 20 minutes? Move. And yeah, no, they don't want to hear anything. It should be in your email unless they see a contract. I just checked to make sure yours was sent at signing and I can send it. There's more to this than I'm being told, and I'm not talking into anger without some understanding of what or why. This dude is unreal. I'm not angry. I'm trying to handle my parents, but I can without it. Doesn't mean I'm angry. Chat, asking for a contract does not mean someone's mad. That's not a thing. Just send the fucking contract. Just, yo, this talent's like fucking Tifu. Like, release the contract, please. Release it. Fucking hell, man. I never got a copy. No, we can't. They want proof, visual and hard proof. I'm glad they want proof, and I don't mind if they want proof, and I don't mind showing it, but I just want to know who I actually am talking to, since the contract has your personal information on it. Oh, you're looking out for the talent now, right? You're looking out for the talent. Hold on, bro. Where the fuck is Chris? Chris, can I have a copy of the contract?
What?
Can I have a copy of a contract?
I need 73% of your revenue.
This is different. No offense, but I can't prove who I am on the other line with. I'm not sending you anything when I talk to you or directly. If you want to put me on speaker so that they can hear me, then I'll be happy to. Okay, the only way I would give maybe an out to this to maybe be like, okay, he cares about the safety, right? By the way, it doesn't from these screenshots, but I'm just saying, if he did care, maybe the Discord got hacked and he's worried the Discord got hacked, so he doesn't want to give the contract because it has personal info. That's the only way for being very, very, very generous. It's the only thing. Not he just gatekeeping. Yeah, it literally just looks like he's gatekeeping, to be honest with you. But that's like if we're being super, super, super generous. You feel me? To send in the email? Yeah, well, like what the okay, send it to my personal email. I'm not sending to anything until I actually talk to you. I know that it's you on the other side. Do you want to call? I'm right here. This is like what like crazy exes do. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just talk to me. Talk to me on the phone. Just talk to me. Come on, just talk to me, please. Just talk to me so I can convince you otherwise, please. Like, it's making me ick. Let's see. Do you want me to hang up? Can you hear me? And then sends a link. The talent was also informed that Shino speaks ill of other talents behind their back and shares details he should not. He also claims he got not only his ex-talent Bibli blacklisted from things, also Amuki blacklisted since they spoke out about something that happened to them at a party Shino hosted. Again, no screenshots of this as it is word of mouth. He bragged to people about getting others blacklisted. When issues happen with the talents, he made it seem like the issues that happened was the talent's fault and not his own, or someone else's fault. There's no screenshots of this, but the talent was told by others. The talent informed Shino that due to their contract ending and the wording in their previous contract, as he made the contract through ChatGPT and didn't proofread the AI sent, that they did not owe him what he insisted they give him for the month. They still offered to pay the base 500 as they didn't want to screw him over, but he denied, so they did not steal from him. Let me see. So this motherfucker has business. You want to talk business? You got a AI contract, pussy. What the you talking about, bro? You should have got a fucking lawyer with all that fucking money you're getting, bro. What are we doing? You're mad that she read the contract. What the that just doesn't make sense. Okay, let me see. So for the last payment, I'm only going to give you your base that you stated in the contract, 500 USD, which was sneaky of you to add in there. As the OG, it was 400 USD, as you always stated. But looking at this, it says 500 now. I did talk to a lawyer here in Canada, and by how you worded your contract, I technically do not actually have to pay you, as I already paid the $3,000 stated. Talent agrees to pay manager a total of $3,000, 500 a month, or 50% of Talent's total revenue. Oh my God, earned during the duration of management, paid by the 15. Oh my God. Yo. Chat. Whoa, buddy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, if it's not V Shoujo, if it's not Hololive, if it ain't Niji Sanji, I ain't giving you 50% of shit. What we talk about, bro? We seen the goddamn Twitter. Hell no. Hell no. You don't got the pull for that big boy. You don't got the facilities for that big boy. What the are we talking about? That is insane. Talk to me, chat. Go ahead. What are you thinking?
Kenji, this makes me think that none of these contracts were notarized, so they might have not even been legal. That is robbery ATP-san Kenji, huh?
Yeah, this is insane, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you did more for me in the month of February, actually gave me the clips and edits like you said you had for me, I would be more inclined to do what you're asking. But by law, I do not have to or even have to give you the $500. I am very grateful for everything you've done for me, but yeah, I do not need to pay you anymore now that our contract is up. And I do hope you understand, just due to your wording and how little was done in February, I don't feel it's fair for me to pay you half. Oh, that's W, bro. That's W. They're standing on business. Compensation for talent. In consideration of the services provided here under, talent agrees to pay manager a total of $3,000, $500 a month, or 50% of total revenue earned during the duration of management, paid by 15th each following month. 50% of all gross income earned by talent from all sources during the term of his Yo, this is bad. This is really bad. This is really, 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 really bad. This written out is insane. 50% of all gross income earned by talent from all sources during the term of this agreement. That being said, we're talking sponsors, merch, YouTube, Twitch. This is disgusting, chat. This is nasty, bro. AdSense, everything, including Patreon and stuff. Yo. Nah, that is wild. He's a sneak, bro. I mean, it's disgusting. This was written by ChatGPT. It has to be. That's insane. This is wild. Anthrone, Donos, dude, it says all sources during the term of this agreement. Holy. Nah, never mind. Don't pay me anything. If that's how you feel, I'd rather take nothing. It's been a pleasure working with you. If you don't feel it was worth it, personally, I don't want it. And he put a gift. Let me see. Not for February, every other month. Yes, but nothing was really done this month. I'm sorry. Totally fine. I don't think I'd be open to re-signing down the line. I'm sure you understand. Oh, I 100% understand. Oh, he does another thumbs up. I wish you the best going forward. Thank you. I do hope all the talents get partner and do well too and keep doing well. Jesus Christ. Here he claims the talent stole from him. Notice how he brings up the talent's YouTube since they removed him as a manager of the channel before the talent asked for their copy of the contract. The talent feels that if they didn't take him off everything, he would, oh my God, he would have held their accounts hostage or deleted everything like he did with Bibbly Darling. I'm not gonna lie to you, I will crash the fuck out. Chris, you ever delete all my content? We're gonna have to tussle, boy. We're gonna have to fucking tussle. That is insane, dog. Holy shit. That is ridiculous. I had no issues with them before. So this is him talking about it? Wait, I didn't realize that when you asked for your contract, you planned on lying and stealing from me. Kinda messed up. All things considered, you wanna talk about stealing? 50% of all income. Are you dumb? What the talk about taking advantage? This is, what the is that? I don't even think these big agencies are doing that. And they provide way more marketing, way more everything. Let me see. All things considered, but the YouTube thing makes sense now. I understand why you were scared. Dirty, but I get it. 6 hours after their initial conversation, he then decided to spam the client at 3 a.m. their time to guilt trip him. Oh my God, I would have so much words for this. Someone try to guilt trip me on some bull. 1 per our contract. I didn't owe you clips. That being said, I did get them there. Oh my God, I can't read. Holy shit. So sorry, chat. Let me show you why I'm worth 60%. Yo, Chris is a Chris, get out of my DMs. Let me show you why I'm worth 76% of your revenue. Here will be the thumbnail for tonight's reaction. Yeah, Chris, you bro, move, man. This is unreal. So more people are coming out. This is an editor. We were not allowed to know who our editors are. I knew 2 clippers, that's it. Our contract states we aren't allowed to work with anyone introduced to us by Flash, but he didn't introduce any of us. Oops. Also, non-competes were nerfed this year in the US, so it's not viable anymore. And what is this? My experience with Shino. It's another thing. I speak out on my experience. Is this like a VTuber or editor? Oh, it's an editor. It's an editor, bro. So this is probably one of the editors, man. Jesus Christ. I did get them. They were going to be a part of your exit gift. You don't need a exit gift. Do your goddamn job. What are we talking about? Tied over a month or 2 while you looked for a job. Half of them were actually for the person who you said was too expensive. Okay. So 3 shorts per week per creator. Yeah, 1 week, 3 clips. Okay. After they replied, he began deleting messages between himself and a talent. He then proceeded to delete a notebook server he made for his talent as a private Discord, business Discord, to post ideas and refs for their stream, which, oh my God. Luckily, the talent felt like they had a copy of everything over in a new server they made and made copies. This is a nightmare, chat. This whole thing is just a nightmare, man. Oh, what the f? There's a drop down. Audio and guilty. Oh, okay. Audio and guilty, scroll down. Where Shino yells at me for not giving him full copy of my model and threatens to terminate my contract. And I tell him to do it. Oh, shit.
Model and everything. All of that was fine. The only thing is, I don't have the actual, like, fully finished rig model anyway. It is, like, Sam is still working on it. I was just talking to him. He will have an update and everything should be fine. He said he has to fix one little thing that he caught, and then he'll send it to me, and then that way I could take a look at it, go over it, make sure everything's okay, and if something needs to be fixed, he can get right on it because he knows we don't have a lot of time. That's just the thing. It's just like, he's busy. I understand, and I respect that, you know, he has religious holidays, which I get.
Wait, so what's happening right now? He's asking for the model? That's what's happening? He wants the model of her? Yeah? And who is this? Who is this? This is guilty.
You know, I'm not the religious type, but I'm going to respect somebody else's, you know, religious identity and what they have to do.
That's his business, yeah. That's not my point. I get all that. I haven't had a problem with any of that. The only thing I'm confused is to like why you were under the impression that I shouldn't have it to be able to check or touch for things myself. Like that I have no experience with this. I've never checked or touched or anything. Or that like it is
I never said you don't have experience or anything like that. I'm just saying.
Okay,
like,
that's not the point then. I don't understand this mindset of like you don't want to give it to me. For what reason? I've been a part of the entire process up to this point.
Why does he need it though? One, is that a part of the contract? Two, why does he need it? The only reason like I guess like a YouTube manager would need it is for thumbnails, but that's it. I don't get it.
It's been an issue like this the entire process up to this point. What is the issue now?
There was no issue. I wanted it done specifically my way, so I was.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with the way you have it. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to check it or test it. That's still part of my job.
I mean,
I don't understand your reason for not wanting me to do that.
Okay, I was under the impression that a part of like your job was to just literally help manage and help keep me oriented. It had nothing to do with the actual like. You need a copy of.
Are you telling? So what you're telling me is you don't want to send the model because you don't want me to have it, or you don't think I should have it then?
Oh, I just figured like
it doesn't matter though. It's not your model. Did he pay for the model? How does Flash GG work? Like, if our contract's visible, can I see contracts? Like, how does this even work? Because it doesn't make sense. Parts of them are in a doc. It just doesn't make sense to me. With manager agrees to give talent access to GT guilty lore art April 7th for 24 hours until April 8th. Wait, what? Lore art subject to the terms and conditions of this agreement. Manager hereby grants the talent exclusive worldwide royalty free right and licensed use. Is he paying for it though? Did he pay for this lore? He pays, we pay it back so he can hold it and not give it to us. That's dumb. That's dumb. He told me he had it and to pay him back. No, that's dumb. But y'all shouldn't do that. That's real stupid. You should just buy it outright. It's bad business on his part, but like you guys got to look at that because he like it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Because he gains now, he could say, oh, I paid for this asset, now I own it, and now I'm lending it to you. You know what I mean? Because technically he bought it. You know what I mean? Like, it's being a middleman just to hold power. Yeah, it's literally like it's that. She did it with her rigging, and he pretended to be her husband and signed the rigging contract against her will. Wait, what? I need a comprehensive video on this, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. So it really just comes down to power, right? That's what it seems like. He was supposed to send it to my husband, and then he signed it and had us all confused. What? Ain't that fraud or something? Yeah, what the f? That doesn't seem legal at all. Your lore video is 1,000. You know how much we paid for the art. You know how much we are looking to pay for the rigging. ASMR scripts 75 to 100 each. The MILF art was 200. Yeah, so this guy's pretty much just a bank account. He's like doing what like VTube companies do, but just in the most way possible, to be honest with you. At least that's what it looks like. Because how I'm interpreting this is like he pays for it. He'll give you legal rights for fucking few days or whatever the like this bullshit here to use, and then he owns it. But like if you're gonna end up paying him back, I'd rather just pay it outright. He's a walking corporation. Yeah, that's what it feels like. He's trying to do that, but it's just so wrong. For me, he wanted access to my personal PayPal. Personal PayPal? Holy shit. My personal PayPal, and I denied him. So he changed the password to my YouTube, Gmail, TikTok, alt, demanding that I pay him for 2 months that were out of contract. Even though in our contract, I own all of my IPs. What? Where's your contract? Oh my God. If y'all don't sue the fuck out of him, y'all need to make some videos on this. A Google Doc. This needs to be a 5-part series with all your fucking testimony. Y'all need to get it together. All right, I'm not gonna lie to you. Y'all motherfuckers gotta come with the little 20-minute video, chapter 1, chapter 2 type shit. I feel like there's so much legal shit going on here. The fucking contracts, are they even legal, or are they chat GPT? You know what I mean? I don't know, bro. I feel like he's like operating in a fucking gray zone where like he thinks legally he can just do whatever the fuck he wants because these little chat GPT contracts or some shit. But like, cease and desist letter sent. You have engaged in a defamatory campaign against blah, 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 and making false despotism statements to other clients and members of the streaming community. These statements, including claims, breach of covenant, good faith, and fair dealing. The implied, is this him sending paperwork to you, Bibly? I sent this to him. Oh, okay. Compensation for talent services. In consideration for the service provided here under, talent agrees to pay manager a total of $3,000, $500 a month, or 50% of the talent's total revenue. Commission, 50% of all gross income and earned by that's stupid. Gross income includes, but is not limited to, the source listed: Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Fansly, OnlyFans, other, oh my god, Streamlabs, Stream Elements. He's taking all the sub revenue, or 50% of sub revenue, 50% of the OnlyFans, 50% of the Streamlabs donations, 50% of the Kick, Twitch, YouTube. This is crazy. Website memberships and fan funding, Patreon, even from your own websites, video on demand ad revenue, YouTube, Instagram, Rumble, Facebook, other, this is insane. Recording contracts, touring and live performance, endorsement and sponsorships, 50% of sponsors, personal, but yeah, this is just stupid. Chat, stay away from this stupid shit. Expenses. Managers shall be reimbursed by talent for all reasonable travel, entertainment, and other business expenses incurred by manager in connection with, holy shit. Okay, so this is what he's supposed to do. Assisting talent in developing and implementing long-term career goals, including identifying and pursuing new opportunities. It's very vague. Public relations, managing talent, public image, and relations, including media relations, crisis management, and social media strategy. Business affairs, negotiating and structuring contracts on talent's behalf, including recording contracts, endorsement deals, and personal appearances. Financial management, advising talent on financial matters and assisting with budgeting and tax planning. Personal assistance, providing, yeah, all this is like assisting though, and advising. Why would he need your logins? What the like, nowhere in here does it say, sorry chat, I'm really trying to read this because it's not making sense. Yo, are you guys suing them? The internet clout. God, this bull, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna need to go to court. Either party may terminate this agreement on 3-month advance. 3 months? What? That already is a fucking insane. 3 months in advance. 3 months. So if you don't like working with this ass, you gotta wait 3 months. Address set forth at the beginning of the agreement. If client terminates this agreement, service will be entitled a reasonable compensation for services rendered through the date of termination. Okay. What is this? YouTuber role responsibilities. Gotta give him time to change all the passwords. In 3 months, you have more than enough time. Jesus Christ. Okay, I didn't see anything. Why did he delete everything? Bibly, did you talk to him? I'm curious to know how he's gonna prove the girls lied when he deleted every combo they had. Yeah, I'm just curious about his response, to be honest with you. But like, this doesn't make sense at all. This is like such a gross abuse of power. Like, I don't really know. That's what it looks like to me. I did, yeah. The first tab under this was the last conversation where he exploded on me. Holy shit, I'm an idiot. I'm so sorry. I know it's probably painful for you to watch me try to navigate this bullshit. Page 15 of part 7. Yo, I'm not comfortable meeting this week after all that was said, so let's meet next week. Posting this at 2 a.m. We aren't pushing the meeting this week, but if you want, we can do it. I said I'm not comfortable. It feels like you've just been lashing out. 2 blocked messages. I've been more direct. I genuinely, page 15. Oh, of this? The lewd streams making me really anxious. I'm starting to feel like the 3 days was a bad idea. Why don't we just focus on doing tonight and then after decide about ideally I would want to have reasons, so we may just go tomorrow, but for now I just don't have the drive to actually do it because of my low drive, so it intimidates me for some reason. Just haven't sexually stimulated recently. This is creepy. That and my hormones and meds both lower. Can you think of anything differently you did when you were at the door that made you more active or more in the mood? Y'all need to make a video. This is mad confusing. And I feel like if it's more easily digestible, it would 100% get to more people for sure. I'm gonna watch this though.
It was just all mine. Like, I was just going to figure out how I wanted it rigged. I wasn't looking for anybody's like.
Other than the forgery and theft, there are other things in this that can end him in jail. That's what I'm saying. Also legal, like a video. Y'all need to get on his ass legally if this is like a thing, bro.
Other opinion on it, other than like me just trying to break it and seeing if this was the quality that I wanted. That was pretty much it. I didn't have any expectation of sharing it with anybody besides
so-
all of my backups that I have.
So
Like backup
my general
pictures.
thoughts, not really worried about like changing your quality. My only thought was basically just to test it. Only thing I've ever used them for is to test it, and if needed, to create thumbnails, which we've done before, and you've had the thumbnail situation. I've never had the situation with you where I've needed to ask you for a thumbnail over and over again. Like, I've just been able to have you do it, but that doesn't mean as I've gotten more experience and understanding and learning how to check things, I've also practiced learning how to learn basically how to break them, what might cause breaks. I've basically been doing different tutorials myself.
What is he talking about? The model?
Since this is the 8th model I've worked on at this point, to like check for things that I know you might miss or that you just might not think to check, or even things that I've learned recently from working with other people that were they should work in most cases, but if you do these two things back and forth, sometimes you can kind of issues and testing things like that. But point still doesn't bring past that. Are you saying
I made it clear it's mine and I'm not sharing it. Why is he arguing so hard about this? I just don't understand, like, what the
saying me right now you do not want me to have the model because you don't think I need to have it, or you just don't want me to have it?
Yeah, okay, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I don't think you need to have it. Like I said, I
Okay.
was already doing everything, like testing it myself the way that I wanted. I didn't think I needed to really run it past anybody.
Right?
So I don't really feel the need to really share with anybody that. And then like,
You're right.
So,
I mean, like I don't even
that is
have
not how we.
the full base anyway.
I don't know what your mindset has been or how you've come to the conclusion. This is not how we worked up until this point. I'm not going to continue working like this where I'm playing back and forth games, half this, half truth, half that. I'm not interested in it anymore. Here's what I'm going to do. I wanted to, at the very least, just work to the debut, get you to debut, and have you be there. But for whatever reason, you seem to want to be split in terms of combative and not actually like work together, at least towards your own debut. I'm not going to
combative.
play the
Chino,
render
you have
gaze.
not.
I'm-
You have not tried to communicate with me about my debut or anything. You wanted to be petty because I didn't share all
You
Melissa's stuff.
wanted to be petty. No, you wanted
No,
to be
that's
petty,
not
and
being
you wanted to
petty.
hide information from me.
Hide information? Is he taking her not giving the model and telling him about the model as disrespect? What the is going on? Why is he so close to his mic? I don't know, dude. I could turn it down if you guys want.
That's not hiding
Me?
information. I
Well,
just didn't want to be
yes, you
filled
did.
with
Yeah,
drama.
no, exactly. No, exactly. You hid information from me for the purpose of not involving drama, but then made it a bigger drama issue. Made this much bigger than it probably should have been. Should have been addressed when it happened, yes. But I asked multiple times to address the situation because I had no idea any of this was going on. You decided because whether you wanted to be drama or you wanted to be petty or whatever the case it was, all of you decided you guys wanted to handle it on your own and didn't handle it properly. So I'm not going to sit here and argue with you anymore about it. I'm not here to argue with anybody about it anymore. What I'm going to do is this, since you're changing up from the work experience we've had up until this point, I'm just going to send you a refund for
Okay,
the last
perfect.
6 months.
Perfect.
So from here to TwitchCon, since that's when this seems so started for you,
Perfect.
about $1,900.
Okay.
You can keep the last 2 payments. And
Appreciate
then
it.
I'm just going to send you a termination here saying, hey, we're going to stop here.
Okay,
I
perfect.
would like to at least get you your debut, not because I want to work past your debut, not even because I wanted money from your debut. I just wanted to actually get your debut properly to make sure it works.
Okay.
But it does not seem to be that's where your head's at. And I'm not going to be trying to
Spoiler, he didn't stick to that.
work with someone who I feel is actively working against me or working against their own interest. I'm not doing that anymore. That's what I'm going to do. We should refund. I already calculated it's about $1,900. She's going to send you $2,000
So he never gave a refund, you're saying? Yeah, he never paid her back or other talents or even editors.
back just to keep it, whatever.
How is this guy not
And
like...
then at this point, you can handle your stuff from here. I'm going to move forward, and we're just going to end it there. Okay?
Okay. I mean, all I wanted was to be able to see the lore stuff, and that was it.
And all I wanted was to be able to check the model, but apparently that was inappropriate. So, since you don't want me to do my
Sassy?
job properly, for whatever
mean,
that
okay.
reason is.
But you don't need to do
I'm-
that. I was
I'm
already
not-
taking
I'm-
care of it
I'm
and
not,
going over
I'm not
it
arguing
with
with you
Sam.
about it. I'm not arguing with you about it. Since that's what you...
So, okay. You can let me know if I'm wrong or not. He wants the model. He wants to check the model. For what reason, no one knows. It doesn't matter, right? He wants to check the model. He gets mad that he can't check the model and takes it as disrespect, and then is using the lore video. You know what it feels like, bro? You know what it really feels like, if I'm being honest? Y'all I don't know how y'all grew up. I grew up in a broken home, okay? And shout out mama, love mom. I'm not saying that's my mama and but like I've seen some right? It feels like a parent using their child as like collateral, you know what I mean? Like leverage or some you know what I mean? Like you see it a lot in like in broken households. Narcissist parent, yeah. where it's like they're trying to control you and they can't really get to you, so they're just trying to control shit around you. You know what I mean? Or that's what that's what it just feels like outside looking in. A narcissist, I don't know if that's what it is, bro. And especially if you're getting into like the VTube business and you're gonna have talents, it's probably better to, I don't know, dude. He just wants to have the held over the heads, obviously. But yeah, well, I don't understand is why even get into the business if you're gonna do that? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. That's why I'm asking all these questions. Like, did he pay for it? Money? Yeah, but like, you would make more money if you had like one good talent instead of fucking 5 different talents that you're in making nightmare stories. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't you want a good relationship with, like, let's say he had 5 good relationships with you guys. I feel like he would make a lot more money than if he didn't. Just everything feels weird. That's why it feels like, I think he wants control. That's what I was getting at. It feels like there's a need for power to hold it over. You know, like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's just at least the videos I'm hearing, it doesn't sound right. I don't really get it. The fact that there's nothing in the contract, at least from what I've seen, about deleting accounts and all that, it doesn't make sense why he would delete anything at all. He told me he never expected me to pay. He did this to help me, even though I kept offering to pay for what he got me, although I paid for a majority. Well, that's what a lot of motherfuckers do when they're like, oh yeah, I did this for you. I did this for you. Like, they're kind of they don't really want you to pay, so then they can hold it over your head. And that's what I think it all comes down to. There's just something always over your head. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like he seems like he'll eat something. I don't know, bro. I don't know. He wants to speed run it knowing that he has the power over that. I don't get it. I don't get it. What I would, like, in that situation, if I have any bad interaction with him, I usually just hit him off and then that's it. I'm done with it. You know what I mean? Financial abuse, maybe. It just, I don't know, bro. It's not rubbing me the right way at all. He wants to be in control. That's all that is. He actually needs to be sued. You guys are pursuing legal action though, right? I won't be. They are. We're working on it. Okay, she can't because Canada. Oh, I'm Canadian. Oh, shout out Canada, home of the milk bag. So I legit can't. Wow. Okay, heard you. I really, really hope y'all motherfuckers pursue that shit in court, because that seems crazy.